Oh dear. There we go. The first mishap is underway. We had a bit of a problem. Basically, for some reason, I swapped stream and my microphone muted itself for some bizarre reason. I don't know why. Just did it. Very, very odd. But I think we're alright now, fingers crossed. So yeah, this is a test. This is why we test shit. This is where the problems lie. Whole new equipment since my last live stream. God knows how long ago that was. So yeah, hiya. Hope you're well. 100k. Woohoo. So fingers crossed, things go tickety-boo, and things are now fixed now. So let me know if I sound okay, if you can hear me, if the music isn't too over the top, whatever it may be. Because I probably will do more live streams. But yeah, I can't believe the microphone just did that, to be fair. Very, very odd. I was literally testing it on recording just before, and I went, yeah, right, click to that live stream, and it went, nope, mute. What? So yeah, leave a like. If you're new, subscribe, all that kind of good stuff. Feel free to do whatever the hell you want. I will probably do a opinion of what I think is happening with the market, then I'll do a Q&A at the end, and then go from there. So I'm not ignoring you. I may ignore some questions because some of them might be shit, but hey ho, it is what it is. But yeah, people are asking me though, when hat, hold on. Should we do it? Why not? There's a choice of 3 hats, by the way, if anyone's interested. We have 1 hat, we have 2 hats, and we have, this is actually the original hat. This was like the one that I did most of my videos in. Maybe in a bit, we'll put the hat on. I think that makes more sense. So, let's talk about the obvious. We're at 100k. $100,000 Bitcoin, higher than that. And a lot of it came about, obviously, this bit of a random bit of news that pops out. And this is the thing, I was talking a lot in my Patreon and stuff like that about, can't see us really going blasting crazy at the minute because there's a new administration coming in. We may not get anything crazy going on. Well, actually, I was totally wrong there, wasn't I? Yes, I was. But yeah, overall, the cryptocurrency market has jumped up roughly 1.3 trillion since Donald Trump's election. It's fucking madness, isn't it? So, stuff like that is very, very interesting. So, things could be very, very fun. But the problem we have... Where do we go next? I know, madness, right? 1, as I say, this is news. With... what's his face, Mr. Powell, talking about, oh, Bitcoin's a competitor to gold, not the US dollar. Yeah, that's fun. That kind of helped. But again, we're talking about this. Where do we see Bitcoin going next? Traders see even more Bitcoin buying pressure. And I agree with this because the ETFs, supply and demand, hungry hippos, they just want Bitcoin at the minute. And it's all relatable. It's all here. It's all there. And it's been a really, really good week. Very, very strong week. Certainly since obviously Black Friday and obviously Thanksgiving prior to that. It's been a very, very strong week. Not to mention Michael Saylor buying more and other bits and pieces. But we're on course. We're doing all right. And I don't want to say it's obvious, but it has been relatively simple. You know, and this is the thing. And I've been bullish for a while on my videos, and you can see this is a relative performance of the lows of Bitcoin from a long, long time ago now. And it's following it like a T. The black line, by the way, if you're wondering. We're following it like a T. So we may well get a dip in January like we normally do, because people have all Christmased out and, you know, holidays and all that kind of stuff, and not to mention the Donald Trump inauguration. Then you got potential bullish Q1, Q2-ish maybe. But I know there's a lot of people saying, we'll probably end a bit early, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes, and we just need to go from there. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I want to know, because the thing is, right, in my comment section, I get a lot of marmite. I get a lot of people that Bitcoin's a scam, especially in the down days. You got altcoins are, you know, vaporware. And I mean, I'm very much an altcoin kind of guy, but I use it to grow my Bitcoin. Some you win, some you lose. But I prefer having Bitcoin ultimately and then growing it. But a lot of people hate it. And there's so much marmite going on, especially with, like, obviously different sectors in the market. Obviously DeFi, you got NFTs, you got whatever. There's so much out there. So it's very, very interesting to see what people's opinion is. But one thing that is very, very interesting, look at where we are already in the market. This is what scares me. There's already a lot of hype, there's already a lot of like rug pulls, a lot of celebrities coming into the game, and feel free if you are interested in knowing more about this sort of stuff. But in terms of history, from what I know, if you want to subscribe to the channel, I'm going to do a story of every single year in the market. I'm going to try and go a little bit deep in terms of what the news was and what was happening at the time to kind of like portray it. But this is the core of it. This is what happens every single cycle. There's always opportunities. There's always people that do stuff, rug pulls. There's all horrible stuff happens, and it happens every single cycle, as I say. So we need to be very, very, very mindful of that, because at the end of the day, people just want to make money, and that's the bottom line. And when you get all these like people that pop in, it's like, ooh, that kind of sucks. So yeah, just be absolutely mindful of it. But yeah, that's my overall opinion on it. In terms of like price cycle, don't mean to gloat, but buying down here was nice, was good. But ultimately, I wish I bought more Bitcoin at the time. At the end of the day, you need to buy when there's fear and sell when there's hype. We haven't got that full-on hype yet. When we start to get silly, like proper silly season, where everything goes berserk, the celebrities galore, TV adverts, and you know, you look at your portfolio and you're like, steady on, that's a bit too much now. Probably time to bow out. That's where you need to do it. And what's mad is when you start selling at certain points, and literally like I was so lucky to like get out of this. Like I was selling before this kind of tweet as well, and I had a lot of shit going on in 2021. The reality is I just looked at my portfolio and went, I'm out. That's it. There was no real technical analysis out there. There was nothing that told me it was going to happen. I just went, I've made too much money. And I think you've got to go off that feeling. So I know 100k sounds mental, and it is mental. I mean, I don't know why I got quant on the screen. But the reality is here, we're going to some mad levels, right? And we've already had a correction into the 2836 level. Mentioned this on my Patreon not too long ago. This is a really good strong bouncing point, hence why it's highlighted, and off we go. We might well be going to some stupid... There's a bit of fibception going on here, by the way. There's 2 Fibonacci's within the sequence here. But I've talked about these sort of scale out levels in the past. It's all there. Well, if we go higher than that, I'd be very interested to see where people think. But I personally would be fully out of that market by, I don't know. I can't see us going here. I can't see us going here. I just got a feeling we're just going to float around here somewhere, because that from 15k to 200 plus, it's mad. It's madness. You got to remember your parameters realistically and have a bit of a plan. Whether we get there or not, another situation. But I am very, very comfortable in terms of where I am realistically. But yeah, it's just one of those things. But right now, I think a lot of people are I think there's a little bit of disbelief, so to speak, right? So when we talk about Bitcoin, this is kind of where I'm thinking longer term, from the cycle low to the cycle high, if you can see that. We're going to probably go and retest somewhere, because in prior cycles we went to the 3.168 pretty much. That's why I've got these two highlighted, because I think realistically we're going to get an alt season at some point, whether it's going to be in January due to inauguration or a potential cool off in Bitcoin, or it might be happening right now, or when Bitcoin usually tops out. But obviously what I often say, and this is where it's scary, we're kind of repeating, and I mentioned this in my Patreon not too long ago actually, we're repeating the same pattern. Look at the time frames here. A big blast off in October. Are we going to do a correction or kind of, you know, wave down into a consolidation where we're going to do nothing for a little bit over the course of December into January? That then led us to that alt season that we had at the start of this year, and then a big massive push into this bigger, horrible consolidation, which is absolutely horrible for the market. Now we've gone up again. So are we going to, I don't know, maybe cool off around here somewhere? Are we just going to chill? Are we just going to relax for a little bit? Donald Trump going into office, there's going to be a lot of reshuffling. There's going to be a lot of skeptical kind of behaviours around it. So people may not be trying to second guess it, but the reality is here, we need altcoins to kind of catch up. And they slowly are. Some of them are, not all of them. But, as you can imagine, a sideways Bitcoin would allow that. And if that does happen, that'd be really good. So maybe history is repeating, but on a much different scale. Right now, though, a volatile, strong, horrible, ugly, rampant Bitcoin is not great for altcoins. As much as people like to see the USD prices go up, you want it to kind of go up in harmony with the BTC pairs. So some stuff's doing well. Stacks, one of my holds, you can just about see it above the screen, is doing relatively good. Nia's been doing okay, ICP's doing okay, Polkadot's been catching up, Cardano and XRP, like random stuff's gone mental. Hedger hash graph, wow. So it's very, very interesting to see what has gone off and what hasn't. In terms of the index of the altcoins, as you can see here, this is where we are. It's absolutely mad, this. Some of these gains are huge, and this is why I've been saying to people, you know what, you should probably take some profit. Because Hedger hash graph has probably made you a lot of money if you've been buying the lows, XLM, so to speak. Even XRP, if you're a holder of XRP, let me know. So stuff like that, very, very interesting to see what happens. But as you can imagine, we need Bitcoin to cool down. And why does it need to cool down? Well, because obviously dominance needs to kind of carry on going down. And so far, you can see it has bounced. Depends on how high we bounce. That could be the interesting point. So yeah, are we in an alt season or not? Kind of ish. Certain alt seasons, it's kind of like a niche alt season. It's the dino alt season. I've never heard that phrase before, but I'm saying it. The dinosaur coins are doing an alt season, which is mad. The 2017 to 2021 hardcore coins are doing it, which is pretty damn awesome in a way. So, shall we put a hat on? I think we should. Yeah, let's do it. By the way, like the video. Go on, give the video a like, because there's only 21 people liking it. But it's been a while since I've wore this. Does it smell? No, it's not too bad actually. How are we looking? Now you all think I'm bald. But yeah, good vibes, huh? But at the end of the day though, guys, I've often said this, don't do magic, don't disappear. Many people have missed out on so many gains and so many like positions, especially in Bitcoin, especially in like little bits and pieces. So even like for me right now with runes, people are like totally missed out, thinking, oh my god, no one was talking about them. You just weren't listening. You just weren't here. You were too busy playing on FIFA or something. So you got to be mindful of that. So just one of those things. Just be careful. But yeah, I do like the reaction towards the hat, by the way. It's pretty awesome. Are you bald? I love that. It was funny that. Literally like, I think I have told the story in terms of why I wore a hat. I just wore a hat because it was just, my hair was that long. And then during COVID, I dyed it bright blonde. That was the only reason. I mean, I've got all kinds of photos of me with that hair. But I have a relatively good hairline in all fairness, which is quite good to see. But yeah. I'm trying to watch the stream with my hat on, see how I look. Sorry. It's just like, oh. I had a longer beard back in those days. But yeah. Also, if you let me know what coins people are back in this cycle, I think that's interesting because I've not really asked that for a while. For me, I'm liking stacks. I've got some runes. I've got Nia still. All kinds of stuff happening. But yeah, the hat is back and we're at 102k. Never thought I'd say that. Never thought I'd say those two words. The hat is back and Bitcoin at 100k. Is what it is, eh? But yeah, there's what's interesting as well. Let's talk about the Dino coins. Because as much as Litecoin is like an absolute shower of shite, it's one of those coins that will just like pop. And this is, again, it's popped in the USD pairs. BTC pairs probably doing a nice little break to the upside. But again, when we talk about the BTC pairs, right, this is going to look horrible. Look, like it's lost so much. It's obviously changed character now, which is important. And a lot of these dinosaur coins, they are genuinely changing character. And it's kind of making me feel like, okay, why is that happening? Well, for me, it's prior people coming back and sticking to what they know. It's obvious because if you've been around the market for so long, you'll go, oh, I know Polkadot, I'll buy Polkadot. I know Litecoin, I know Litecoin. Tron is another example. XRP is an obvious example. Cardano, even, you know, certain ones like Hedger Hashgraph, Quant. Oh, it's super obvious. But this is the interesting point, is like the total 3/BTC. By the way, if anyone's wondering, you can get that on your trading view. I often see people in the comments going, I can't get it. It's that. Total 2 as well. Total 2 looks totally different, by the way. It's only just like pretty much changing character. So this could be a real interesting point for the altcoins. But again, when we talk about it, it's had a big run. But what if Bitcoin really goes vroom and just shoots? Well, that's going to be a problem because this may correct, because I don't think altcoins will actually keep up with it. Some will, but a lot of them won't, and that's the thing. And even Dogecoin recently, right, is like really like it's obviously popped off, but this is a couple of weeks. This has been like here for like nearly a month now. It's just chilling. So it'll be interesting to see where they go and what they do. But obviously Bitcoin has been chilling a little bit. So yeah, Solana's another one. Hugh, in my opinion, has got probably a potential flag just chilling here, just going, well, where's this going to go? I mean, that could be the monstrous of flags ever. So, yeah, it could be very, very interesting to see where we go from here. Anyways, let's look at this chat. Let's have a gander, because a lot of people just went, boom, hello. The old Mobster's back. Yeah. Stacks, desync, Stacks is a one near. ICP, I've got ICP, and I do like it, to be fair, even though it's not as crazy. You look like you lost your whippet last cycle. I did, to be fair. I got rid of Glimmer as soon as the 2.0 on Polkadot came out. I wasn't really keen on holding parachains at the time. And I think, you know, the BTC pair since then has been absolutely battered. This music is intense. It is. And I'm not... I mean, I like DOT, but I'm just not buying it because... the updates are quite... I think the updates are miles away. There's like jams like quite a while away, and it kind of worries me a little bit because I've been there before with DOT. It's like it came out at the wrong time, like certain things. Wrong one. You know, like crowd loans, for example. So I'm hoping it's not going to be the case. But this is... bear with me. I need to go to logarithmic. This is Glimmer. And I got rid of Glimmer at the start of the year because of the 2.0 announcement, thinking, oh my god, they're actually doing something totally different. It's, oh shit. And it kind of... for me, it was like, well, they have to be within their own right. Obviously, if you bought the bottom, you're doing all right, but, you know, that's really just gone... Look, I mean, old TA from yonks ago is all the way up here. It's like, ooh. So, yeah, I kind of bailed on all my parachains, realistically, even though I got in the crowd run. I made some money on it, but not a lot, let's be honest here. But, yeah, we'll see how it goes with it. I think, for me, my personal opinion is I think... Polkadot is more for next cycle than this cycle. I just got a feeling, you know, when you look at something, you think, what they're building's brilliant. Don't get me wrong, but what if this ends in February, March, and it's all like, you know, what? Right, hypothetical question here. What if Bitcoin flies up to these levels up here, which is fair enough, right? It could happen, and the altcoins get a bit of a run, but nothing crazy. The ones that will do better will probably be the ones with the users, with the meme coins, with all the culture side of it. Whereas Polkadot hasn't got that yet. It hasn't got a massive base of users within its thing, and that's what scares me. I think when you look at what the building is like, fucking hell, that looks amazing, but what if it's not here yet? 2025 is a long year without it, and it could well be to the end of 2025, and the cycle might be over by then. So that's kind of why I got rid of it. But at the same time, though, it's, you know, things pump, and often you find with speculation things do pump, but at the end of the day, it just is what it is. But we'll see how it goes. Stacks BTC. I'm going to have a look at that, actually, because, as Elite says, this is looking interesting. For me, break of that 3,000 level, roughly, give or take, will be very, very interesting in terms of where we go from here. Obviously, even this level, realistically, where we are, this could act as level of support. It could be quite nice. But that could be the one. That could be the level to break. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. There's a lot of legs in this, I think, because that's a big correction. From the low... It's about to change character, though, let's be honest here. It's looking relatively good, relatively strong. Just need to be mindful of that level. I think that's a level to break. Get above that, fingers crossed. But there's a lot, like, as you can see here, like, I mean, even from this level here up to there, there's potentially a 100% move, potentially. That could be huge. That would really make it like a $5 asset easily if Bitcoin stays the same price, because it's already what, $2.90, and that's in the USD pair. It's amazing the correlation between both of them. Like, this has got, I think this is undervalued. It's got legs, so fingers crossed. I mean, this could be one of the charts that actually does a new all-time high in the BTC pair, which you don't really see very often. So that could be very, very fun. Not saying that, you know, you should ape into it, but I'm just saying, like, that's still not, it's not had a big blast yet, has it, boys and girls? It could be very, very interesting. But yeah, we'll go from there, realistically. What do you think of? Is it what? I can't. The layer one deep and not much. To be honest with you, right? With that, I appreciate the €6 by the way. That's awesome. I've never really looked at it. That's the thing, and the problem you got with it. Can it be within its own right a good project? And oops, bear with me. Now, I don't know how up to date this data is. I've never really looked at it, but I'm not sure enough about it, other than the fact of obviously you can see the partnerships obviously on the screen and stuff. It just depends, doesn't it, on so many things. And this is the thing, like what we've learned over the last couple of years, right? And this is going to sound mental, I know. Often you find with blockchain, it's not the real world thing that does the job. Like you can get many projects that look like this and look amazing, but what blockchains have done really well recently, it's all the ones with memes and with the crypto bro sort of element to it, and the ability to build coins on it, and that's the difference. And we could be looking at these now, and this is where it's going to be important, that these could be the future of, say, companies, blockchain adoption, enterprise. We might just be very early and we don't really notice it just yet, right? So imagine this, for example, right? Where you got average Joe people using this technology and they don't even realizing it. People, obviously you can see trusted by obviously Airbus, MasterCard and stuff. It just depends on how much people use it in terms of their services, right? So there may well be a whole new era of blockchain adoption in the next couple of years where we're like, oh my God, that was so obvious. I was trading that in 2020, 2021, but all of a sudden now many millions of people are using this technology and it's growing the utility of the token. That's what is like really interesting about where we could be going in the grand scheme of things, of like the scariness of, like, you know, look at, like, I don't know, this for example, it's a good, you know, hedge hash graph could be one. There's so many out there, it's mental. So yeah, it's mad to think where we are, but you got to remember as well, as I say, a lot of these assets have came and been and gone, and they've died before they got to that sunlight part of it. And who knows? We'll see how it goes. Have I unpacked those gym? Half of them. I've got my weight rack up, so I've got all my dumbbells, I've got my rack, and I've got my bench up. That's it. But fuck me, like I've got half rack to build. I've got all kinds of random stuff. There's a lot to unpack. I'm going to do it later on. To be fair, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, other than boxes, I've got to take them all to the tip now, which will be fun. It's going to take ages. Oh wow, that's an interesting greed reading. September. I remember my Patreon being an absolute nightmare in September. I think Elite might be able to back me up on this, and honestly, it was chaos. But yeah, we'll go from there. Would you rather hold Sol? I hold Solana, but I got a lot of my Solana for free, so I kind of got into a few random coins, and I don't hold much Solana, to be fair. It's a couple of %. It's just sitting there, to be fair. I might use it for something else. Sui, how much more can it go? I don't know about Sui, to be honest with you, because it felt very bubblish a couple of months back, and the reason, right? So this is going to be a very interesting example for the future, right? So when we look at Sui, it's only here, right? So it's going to probably pop off, right? But the token supply is interesting because obviously there's only 27-28% out. Obviously that's going to get diluted over time. It could be very interesting to see where the price goes in BTC and also USD in the next cycle. So it may be a really good chance to capitalize on this, especially if you've been buying these lows down here, and obviously in the USD pair down at these lows. And the thing is, people, I think this will hurt people over time because you're going to have euphoria, dilution into a falling asset potentially, like NIA, like Solana in the past, where they have brutal bear markets just because of the emissions and people give up with it, and all of a sudden people get wrecked. So be mindful of it, and if you can get out with profit, brilliant. And if people have been buying at, say, $1.50, whatever, but you often find with assets like this, you have disgusting downtrends, and NIA protocol is exactly the same. Obviously Solana was very similar with obviously its dilution throughout a bear market. So perfect in the first bull cycle, get a high USD price, yeah, amazing. But the bear market could really bite. You know, we've seen it with many assets that do that. So that's my opinion on it. Whether it works or not, who knows? Could be fun. Turn the music off, it's annoying. Nah, it's fine. Felt bubblish. Some stuff does feel a bit bubblish at the minute. But we'll see how it goes. Just swap BTC into Solana. Yeah. I think, for me, Solana's I wouldn't say underperformed, obviously, but it's chilled out for a while. Like this is over a year. This is like nearly a year's worth of graphage. It's mental. What if, you know what I mean? What if Solana's like $500, $600 because it's popped to the upside of this move? Well, it's possible. Solana looks like an easy one because it's going to get the hype, isn't it? Let's be honest. When the mania really comes and when obviously new retail come, they're going to go. I think they're going to flock to Solana personally. I think Ethereum probably won't get as many flockage, but I think Solana's easy to use. It's faster to use. It's more efficient. It's not as scary. I mean, I still think MetaMask is scary for some people. It's like, oh shit. Whereas, you know, Solana's a little bit more simplistic, isn't it? And, you know, that's a beautiful thing of it. That's where they've got a lot of the stuff right versus Ethereum. So it could be fun. The USD price is crazy. Yeah, I think Solana's going to squirt. I think Ethereum will. Ethereum will probably do the exact same thing. Ethereum looks, in my opinion, this has got to change. This has to change. If it doesn't change, what the fuck? Like, no one would have expected that. And I think, for me, personally, a true alt season will come when Ethereum starts going upwards. And that's where you're going to start getting people noticing. And then, obviously, I think Solana, obviously, will go up as well. Not to mention the fact that, like, XRP has already helped people get up to a point, and that was a level of resistance from the past. How many times have we retested this? We've went and just zipped from it. We may well pull back here and go up again, but you know, this is going to be a key level for XRP, which could then lead to even more people coming back into the market because people are looking at their phones. You're still down bad if you were holding from 2018, though, obviously. It's just one of those, isn't it? It's scary to think where some of these assets can go. And I've said it so many times, like, people don't realise where they can go. And as much as, like, stuff looks a bit bubblish, they are. And they're going to be volatile and they're going to hurt, but at the same time, though, if you get in at the right time, you don't disappear and you actually grind in the bear market, you'll get these orders in. Many people who believed in XRP are laughing right now, but for me, how many people were buying these lows? Don't know. We don't know. Many people would have given up. That's why it went so low. Polkadot's the exact same. Max conviction to have the balls to the walls to continue buying at these low levels in the BTC bear. You've now been somewhat rewarded at the minute, right? But they could also go much higher, and then you're going to get that hated rally and the disbelief, and people are like, oh my god. I literally, like 2 days ago, I looked at my comments and someone was like, I don't believe this rally, I'm still in stables. I'm like, what have you been doing? You know, it's like, it just scares me that people think in a different way. Buy the fear, sell the hype. Buy the fear, sell the hype. Simple. Potential Solana ETF. Yep. XRP ETF. There's a lot of ETFs that you can have. But what is your perspective on selling BTC into altcoins now since dominance is dropping? For me, I'm not at the minute. The reason why I'm not, and I've mentioned this before, is because I'm always expecting something to happen on dominance that kind of scares you. So in the past, you can see this in the prior cycle, 2018, 2019, we had a bit of a mini alt season and we had a big massive squirt to the upside. I just got a feeling, what if Bitcoin squirts massively up to 120, 130, 140k and altcoins don't follow it? Well, that's going to be hugely dominant for the market, and obviously the demand for ETFs are huge. This hasn't like confirmed the downtrend. If this goes up and then creates a lower high and then everything starts rolling, you may well consider, you know what, that might be pretty good. But as I say, right, the total 2/BTC is only here, right? That's kind of the crux of it. The prior high was all the way up here, so we've got, you know, we're not missing out just yet, right? Same with the total 3, it's kind of here. We could still go a lot higher. So I'm just waiting. For me, I'm pretty heavy in BTC, but I'm also got runes. I've also got some ordinals now. I've also got stacks, which is 11% of my portfolio, which is also a Bitcoin play. Not to mention Bitcoin miners. So I'm pretty happy, but at the same time, though, I could easily go and put money into, say, my existing bags. I can buy near lower than when I sold in March, for example. As I mentioned before, Stacks is still here. I could still put some Bitcoin into here, for example, right? Even ICP that I hold. I know you can't see it because of that shitty chart, but still here. Like, my holds haven't really popped off. However, if you're on the other side of the fence and you're buying the Dino coins like XRP or even Cardano and stuff like that, you may well be thinking, you know what, I'm probably a little bit late now in certain situations where you might actually be at risk of losing some Bitcoin in a pullback and you might get rattled out. It just depends on what your risk factor is. But for me, right now, I'm not in a position to do it because I don't have to be. I'm also not that bothered anyways, realistically, because I've got a lot of Bitcoin. I'm already happy. So yeah, things are interesting for me. But everyone's different. Depends what altcoins you're buying with fiat, really. If you're thinking about it in obvious terms, there is some stuff that hasn't popped off yet. But what are your thoughts on CME gap? I'm not bothered. CME gaps don't work, in my opinion. But yeah, there's stuff out there that's worth buying, 100%. But this is the thing, we've only just started. Like, let's be honest, right? Dominance is still high, right? Totals are still low in terms of the BTC. Obviously, this is going to be high because of the obvious fact of there's more altcoins, more value, whatever. That's going to always happen. But, you know, you might well be kicking yourself in 6 months' time. AVAX could still go quite high because it's hardly moved. I mean, some of these are good assets that have not moved yet. But at the same time, though, Bitcoin can move even higher. Who knows? Be very, very interesting to see where we go, though. It's going to be a pullback, so I think the pullbacks will be brutal, personally. Depends on how much the big boys can handle it, realistically. I mean, that greed is ridiculous, by the way. Where did we go on here? We're 90 in March. That was March time was crazy. It was like absolute squirt. It was ridiculous. And then we consolidated, then we just died a little bit, and altcoins really died. Altcoin season index. What's this? Oh, this is new. Oh, it's kind of what I already use. Oh, that's it. This is different. Wow. Okay. Top 100. This is different. I like this. Casper. Some really interesting stuff that's underperformed. So luckily, everything that I hold, apart from Solana, but as I say, I've got mostly a free bag from that, doing pretty well. Wow. It's crazy, isn't it? Alt season, baby. That's a pretty cool little page, actually. I like it. I like it a lot. Bitcoin miners have already been burnt once, and I'm going to try not to get burnt again. I'm holding. I'm doing really well with them. I mean, I got burnt in March. No, I didn't. In July time when it popped off massively, and I didn't take enough profit. I didn't take any profit, to be fair. I pretty much round tripped my bag. But I'm back to where I was now, so I'm all right. I survived, luckily. But yeah, it's all good. It's all good. But yeah, well, actually, let's have a little look at miners. Where are we at? They're doing pretty well. I mean, Hut 8 and TerraWolf are absolutely flying for me, and Iron as well. But yeah, some of these, like, I know people are like, what are you on about, Bitcoin miners? Honestly, some of these can really pop off. Like, I'm already looking at TerraWolf and thinking, you know what, I might just like jump out of this at some point. I'll put it in the actual, there we go. There we go. So these could, I mean, Iron, I'll be looking at $14, $15, and I'd probably be like thinking, bloody hell. You know, some of these have really moved up. The only one that's underperformed for me is Soluna, which is this one here. This hardly done anything, but there's a lot of risk to reward here. IRN's been doing pretty well. This was a prior high, so it's not even beyond its high. But yeah, I got burnt in that July time. Oopsie daisy. As I say though, Hut's been doing the bits for me. Could do well, but as you can see, look at when these top out. They literally mirror the Bitcoin chart, which is scary. Bitcoin top, minus top. This one was a little bit different, but again, similar. This one topped out a little bit earlier, but, you know, could do all right. So yeah, Bitcoin miners could be fun. When's the boxing match? I chin him. How you see Zilliqa moving? I don't see it moving much, to be honest with you. I don't even know what it's trying to do. To be honest with you, they blocked me on social media, so I'm not quite sure what they're doing, to be honest with you. What's it doing in... Oh, it's only 3 cents. Oh, wow. Okay. So, yeah, I'm not quite sure what they're doing, to be honest with you. Oh. Old analysis, hello. It's 32 sats. Oh, wow. Oh, that's took a pounding, hasn't it? Dear. Huge risk to reward down here though. Imagine if you bought like 20 sats and it could go up to like say 100 sats. That's a decent game, but it's going to be hard. I mean, I don't even know where it is in terms of market capitalization these days. What's it at? 152. It's 650 million market cap. Oh wow. It's down 86%. That's madness, isn't it? Good times. I made a lot of money on Zilliqa back in the day. Who are my favourite? You know something, I don't really watch many crypto YouTubers. I hardly ever. Like, I watch F1 stuff and football stuff and the odd car stuff, realistically. Much more of a racer than I am crypto YouTuber. So, I don't really look for inspiration. Like, my YouTube videos are literally I just like, what am I going to talk about today? Let's just do it. Let's go for it. And then go from there. But, like, that's the thing, like, it's all very much the samey in terms of content. I've very rarely watched people's videos. Never have. Just don't. I use YouTube to have some downtime. I don't want to just carry on doing like content on cryptocurrency. Why did Zilliqa? I don't know why they blocked me. Probably because I sold it. They were really, really like, I don't know. It's just weird because like they used to DM me and talk to me about like the previous marketing bod. He was from England actually. He was from Bristol. He was quite a nice guy, and he used to like, you know, I used to just talk to him about normal everyday stuff because he was living in Singapore or whatever it was, but he's from Bristol, so we had that little bit of a connection, and he used to appreciate the content. And like at the end of the day, I talked about Zilliqa when I had like 2,000 subscribers, if that, and like I just thought I really like Zilliqa. I'm going to share this, and I thought this is really awesome. And obviously, it did very, very well in that first cycle, but it's crazy really when you think about it. Then the team all left and then it all went to fucking shit really, like most things. But no, it's crazy. The RSR pump, I mean I'm absolutely made up about the RSR pump. I'm just disappointed I'm not in it. I have got a leverage long though in it, which is pretty lucky in terms of when I bought that. But this is all due to the SEC side of it and the regulatory kind of side of it in terms of who could be in on the presidential kind of like round table for the next obviously, you know, circuit for the elections with the Republicans and stuff. It's very, very interesting to see where this can go. And at the end of the day, yes, the supply has changed massively since these days, and I was very, very fortunate to get in very, very early in the price cycle. But when we look at the BTC pair of this, and I mentioned it on one of my tweets not too long ago, it's still low. I mean, you can still get levels from like down here, potentially on a correction, which it could actually go pretty well. The volume really squirted in, a lot of interest, but whether they can capitalize on it is another thing. But you know, as you can see, it's probably going to pull back pretty aggressively, and that was a real big push. And you might get might be some orders that could be looking tasty. But yeah, RSR's done fantastic. It's nice to see actually, because I quite like RSR. I just chose not to buy it this cycle. The volume was ridiculous, like 1 billion volume even today. What? So yeah, there's a lot of coins that have sparked back up to life, and they could run. Hat back on to celebrate 100k, 100%. Why not? I probably won't do it in my videos though. Why not? How many cryptos am I in? Not many. I'm in a few runes. I'm in a couple of, well, I've got an ordinal, a decent ordinal, and what, ICP, stacks, near, Bitcoin. That's pretty much it. The rest of them are runes, pretty much, which is a bit mad. And Solana, got a bit of Solana laying around. Solana could be my wedding fund money. Get to a certain point, pay off the wedding, boom, done. But we'll see. Luckily though, my Solana was free. I got quite lucky with some random shit that I bought, and it did well. Unlike the people that bought that hooked coin and literally did fucking die. Quite literally. It's savage, that, innit? Never buy a celebrity coin, boys and girls. You will lose. There's still stuff down here that like could really pop. There's exchange coins down here that can pop. Dog with Hat has never had a bull cycle before. Bonk has never had a proper bull cycle before. Oh boy. Floki has. It was on the tube a long time ago, if you remember rightly. If you're in the UK, going on the tube and you just see Floki. Do I have classic loot? No. What's these runes? I'm not shilling your runes, Finbob, because you keep selling bottoms because you shit yourself. So no. Which is quite funny though, to be fair. So, to be honest with you, there's that many altcoins. So we've heard of Frog. There's too many of them. Why stacks? Because it's a layer 2 of Bitcoin. Boom. It's the only layer 2 as well, which is quite awesome. Right. I think as a test, this has been a fantastic thing. And also I've got a hat on. So I'm going to shoot. Let me know if you want more live streams. It'd be good to know. I am debating just instead of sacking off like videos and just doing live streams and just doing the news and covering questions and bits and pieces. Not all the time, but every other week or something. Just do something a little bit different to mix it up. But yeah, let me know if you enjoyed it. And yeah, leave a like if you're not yet done so, and we'll go from there.